Hey there, Gold Club members. We're back. The session this week is going to be on what, Lauren? Lauren's behind the camera over here hiding, so you don't have to see her. She's got some freaky looking glasses on.
It's on how to bring.
Come on around here and show everybody these glasses. Come on around here, show everybody these glasses. It makes her look astute. Makes her look like she actually knows something, you know.
I'm all red because I don't like running
there you go. There she is.
Look at that.
That's our. Put them on here. Let me see. Let me see. That's our damn reporter there, Lauren.
I hate when you do this. Okay.
Okay. So what's the subject again?
It's on how. Oh my gosh! Hold on, stop! I forgot.
Oh, how to get buyers to the
How to
closing
get buyers
table.
to the closing table.
Okay. There's two types of buyers, of course. There's a type where we put in on a lease purchase, and then there's a type we send to our mortgage broker to get cashed out because we're going to get qualified for a loan. Now the first type is easy. We find our buyers. We get them into the house. We find out what they got to work with. We know they got enough money to satisfy our down payment requirements. Then we have a meeting with them, and then we decide it's a go. From that meeting, we schedule the closing. Closing meaning all we're going to do is send them to the attorney's office to sign the lease purchase agreement. No title is transferring, nothing's being recorded downtown or anything. So we just have that meeting, come to an agreement on the terms, just write them down on the yellow pads, all I do, and then I set up the closing next day or the day after right there before they leave the meeting. So the meeting is set. Now, from that point, what we do is we go right onto your Gold Club membership site under your resources section and go to your lease option agreement, the one where we're putting a tenant buyer in the house. I fill in the blank. I don't personally do it, but my staff fills in the blanks and then just emails it over to the attorney's office, and that tells them everything they need to know, and so that's all there is to it. It's really no more complicated than that. And then the attorney's programmed to call up the people and make sure that they know the time and how to get there and what to bring. And they must bring with them the balance of the down payment that we have not collected, and they bring the first month's rent, and they bring, in our case, $200 for the attorney's fees. So the tenant buyer pays for the attorney's fees, the attorney collects it, keeps it, attorney collects our money, sends it to us with the package after it's signed. So that's all there is to that closing. It's a very, very simple closing. We don't go to that closing, we just have the attorney take care of the paperwork, and the details, of course, are ironed out with the tenant buyer before we ever send the paperwork to the attorney. The down payment, the monthly payment, the down payment assistance amount every month, and I usually have a discussion with them about the late penalty and about the repairs. On a lease option tenant buyer, they're responsible for all the repairs after the first 30 days, and make that clear to them. And then I have a discussion about the down payment assistance and go through the process of seeing how much more I can get out of them per month over and above their rent to apply toward their down payment. If you get to my quick turn class, we spend a little time making sure that you can do that on your own, and everybody understands how to do it, because it's a really cool deal when I can get them to pay $300, $400, $500 extra above their rent, non-refundable, and I do every time I put a lease option tenant in a house. So that one's easy. The second kind of closing is even easier because there's almost nothing for you to do, and that's when your buyer comes in and they are going to get qualified for another loan. What I do is we have our mortgage originator, or our mortgage banker, just set up a meeting to take their application after we've come to an agreement on the price. And frankly, in this case, the price is about all there is to agree upon because it's an all-cash deal. They're going to go get financed. So we, however, before we do that, I've had their credit pulled. I know their credit score is doable. And frankly, I have the mortgage broker do that I'm going to send them to. So he tells me, we get them a shiny little app inside the house or online. We send that to the mortgage broker. He pulls the report and he tells me they can either get a loan or they can't get a loan, or if you want to put them in the house, it'll take several months to get them a loan. If they can get a loan now, then I just simply set up an appointment for them to go see him, and he can take that big old long Fannie Mae application from them. He can spend that hour with them. There's no sense of us doing it. He can collect their money for the credit report and for the appraisal, and then and the deposit. I just have him collect our deposit usually. Now sometimes we collect it ahead of time, but sometimes if we don't, we just tell the tenant or the buyer to go take the $1,000 or whatever deposit to the mortgage broker along with the credit report money and the appraisal, which is $450 if I'm not mistaken. So they take the $1,000 plus the $450 or whatever that down payment is, and he collects it. He fills out their app, And then we just keep in touch with him from that point on until he gets them qualified. So either way, there's not much for us to do except let whoever's responsible for getting the closing take place, get them the information, set up the appointment, and make sure the appointment is taking place. That's it. So I think I covered that subject adequately. I hope so. See you next week.